Holy cow, but Wrigley Field got the fireworks now. Welcome to Holy Cow, the Chicago Cubs recap and news show here at the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Coming off a sweep of our good friends from the 2016 World Series, the Cleveland Guardians, the Chicago Cubs hosted the hated neighbors to the south, those St. Louis Cardinals. Let's kick things off with a game-by-game breakdown of that series. Game 1, Friday, July 4th. The 249th birthday of the United States of America saw the Cubs dominate with record-setting offense. They delivered an 11-3 demolishing, ass-kicking of the St. Louis Cards at Wrigley Field. The Cubs set a franchise record by hitting 8 home runs in a single game. They also hit 6 home runs in the first 3 innings, which was another first for the franchise that's been around since 1876. First baseman Michael Busch led the charge, becoming the first Cubs first baseman since Ernie Banks in 1963 to hit 3 home runs in a game. He went 4 for 4 while driving in 5 runs. Pete Crow Armstrong also had a multi-home run game. He hit 2 home runs himself. He also went 4 for 4 with 2 RBIs. He and Seiya Suzuki went back-to-back in the first inning. Other Cubs who had also joined in on the home run parade was Carson Kelly and Dansby Swanson. The Cardinals starter Miles Mikolas was terrible. Trash can juice. He allowed 6 of the 8 home runs and tied the major league record for most home runs allowed in a game. The Cubs' explosive offense is currently second in the league in runs scored, just behind the Dodgers. Only 2 of the Cubs starters didn't get a hit in this game. Kyle Tucker and Matt Shaw, who was the hero of the night before with his walk-off sac fly. After the game, I saw a crazy stat. The Chicago Cubs have a history of players hitting 3 home runs in a game against the St. Louis Cardinals. Michael Busch being the latest addition to this exclusive club. Moises Alou, he did it in 2003. And Hank Lieber, he did it in 1939. These 3 guys are the only Cubs players to achieve this feat. And what's the crazy part about it, all 3 instances occurred on the same date, July 4th. Saturday, Cardinals bounced back and won the game 8-6 over the Cubs in a roller coaster game. The Cubs utilized a bullpen game due to recent pitching injuries. More on that later. Drew Pomeranz, he was the opener for the Cubs. He had an unprecedented 23.2 scoreless inning streak snapped when he allowed 2 earned runs in the first inning. The Cubs fought back from a 3-0 deficit to take the lead 5-3 in the 8th inning. But relief pitcher Brad Keller had an uncharacteristic outing. He had been one of the Cubs' most reliable relievers, pitching 25 consecutive scoreless innings himself in May and June, and hadn't given up a home run all season. However, he allowed a solo home run to Alec Burleson and then a 3-run pitch hit home run to Yohei Pozo, capping off a 5-run 8th inning for the Cardinals to put them ahead 8-5. For the Cubs, Michael Busch continued his hot hitting. He hit his 18th home run of the season in the 2nd inning and became the first Cub since Pat Wisdom in 2023 to hit 4 home runs in 2 games. His OPS rose to 1.861 over his last 7 games. In fact, in the last 9 games, he's hit 6 home runs and with 11 RBIs and increased his batting average by 20 points. Okay. Sunday, the Cubs bounced back from that bullpen disaster to emphatically rout the Cardinals 11-0 on national television, clinching the series. Cubs left-handed Matthew Boyd pitched 5 strong shutout innings, allowing only 3 hits and 1 walk while recording a season-high 9 strikeouts. His ERA, his impressive ERA that he's had all season, dipped even lower, 2.52. Seiya Suzuki, despite being an all-star snub, more on that later, showcased his talent with his 25th home run and increased his major league leading RBI total to 77. He also hit his 22nd double of the season, which is top 5 in the league. And he's an all-star. And he's not an all-star. Cardinal starter Eric Fetty struggled, couldn't make it out of the second inning after walking 4 and giving up 3 earned runs on 53 pitches. The Cubs are now 6.5 games up on St. Louis and 4 in front of the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, enough of that. Let's talk about the 2025 MLB All-Star selections. The Cubs have 3 reps going to Atlanta for the 2025 National League All-Stars. Pete Crow Armstrong is going to be one of the 3 NL All-Stars outfielders as he leads the league in WAR and defensive runs saved. This is his first All-Star appearance and his first complete season in the big. Shout out to him. Kyle Tucker is also going to be in that same outfield with him. This is his 4th All-Star appearance. First time, his first season in the NL. Matthew Boyd, clap it up. Cubs' best pitcher, selected as an NL pitcher. This is Boyd's first career All-Star nod, a culmination of a long road back from a lot of injuries the last few years. He compiled like I said, 2.52 ERA with 96 strikeouts and 103 innings for the Cubs, being a steady presence despite all the rotation setbacks. This is the first time since 1936 that the Cubs have had 2 starting outfielders in the All-Star games. Congrats, major congrats to those guys. But I don't think this is the biggest story surrounding this team and the All-Star selections. Seiya Suzuki was not chosen as an NL All-Star reserve, despite leading the major league in RBIs with 75, now 77 after Sunday's game, and having a career high in 24 home runs, now 25 at the Sunday's game. That was all 385 games. Not only is this shocking, it should be a crime. The FBI should be investigating how this is even possible. Listen, Kyle Schwarber is one of my favorite players in all of baseball. He's a champion for the Cubs. No shade to him. But him being the DH of choice is not a great argument over Suzuki. I stated Suzuki leads the league majors in RBIs, leads the league in extra base hits, has a higher slugger than Schwarber, more total bases, and damn near the same amount of home runs. I don't get the argument for Schwarber. Sorry. I understand Ohtani beating him out for the fan vote for DH to be a starter. That's a battle that no one is going to win with Ohtani. Even though, for my money, Suzuki's having a better season. I said it. Suzuki's not the only one, though. Lesser known, Michael Busch is also having an all-star level campaign with a 9.42 OPS that leads the Cubs and is 6th best in the majors. He's had a strong season at first base. Other Cubs players that had an argument, Carson Kelly, probably one of the best offensive catchers in the league. Nico Horner, the best hitter on the Cubs, especially average, if considering batting average. Brad Keller, despite his outing on Saturday, he had a strong case as well. Again, 25 consecutive scoreless innings in May and June. I don't want to be that guy that cries because half of his favorite team were not selected to be all-stars. Don't want to be that guy. But the selection process between fans, players, and the league is going to get scrutinized, especially when you have big market guys not making the squad. Taking the Cubs completely out of this. Juan Soto for the New York Mets, probably the biggest oversight in the National League, despite his excellent on-base percentage and league lead in walks. Andy Pages of the Los Angeles Dodgers was also left off. I mean, again, Ellie De La Cruz for the Cincinnati Reds, Trey Turner, not even finalists for shortstop. Again, I don't want to cry over spoiled milk. I'm happy the Cubs got 3 guys there, but, everybody can't make it, I guess. Finally, let's touch up on some recent Cubs injuries. The Cubs' pitching rotation continues to face significant setbacks this season. Sick of it. Jameson Taillon was placed on 15-day injured list on Friday, retroactive to July 1st, with a right calf strain. Manager Craig Counsell expects him to miss at least a month. We know how that goes over here. His spot in the rotation was filled by a bullpen game. You saw that on Saturday. We don't know who's going to be the long-term solution while he's out. Jordan Wicks was recalled from AAA Iowa following Taillon's injury, but he is not slated to make any starts and will pitch out of the bullpen for the foreseeable future. Last thing, minor, but could become a major note as we get close to the trade deadline. David Kaplan of ESPN 1000 said on his YouTube channel, The Recap, the other day that there's speculation that Ben Brown, who started the year with the Cubs in the rotation, but was sent to AAA Iowa after St. Louis whipped his ass about 10 days ago, has not pitched since being optioned down to AAA. And there's speculation that this might be because he's a part of a trade deal. That's huge because he's a young guy with crazy velocity on all his pitches. Whatever we can get for giving up that type of asset, and I don't like to call it athletes assets, they're people, but again, if whatever we get for him has got to be good. That wraps up this detailed look at the Cubs-Cardinals series, the two 2025 All-Star selections, and the latest on the Cubs injuries. It's an exciting time for Cubs baseball, even with all the challenges. One last thing, the Cubs are now 54-36 through 90 games. In 2016, the Cubs were 55-35 through 90 games. Is that good? Was the 2016 Cubs good? I don't know. Someone in the comments let me know if that's a good thing. Thanks for tuning in to the Holy Cow. Cubs are going on the road to play the Twins starting Tuesday. We'll be back next time to go more for a recap on that and any other news surrounding the team as that goes. Go Cubs, go.
Thanks for listening to this latest episode from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan Channel. Don't matter if you listen to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or watch it on Twitch or YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend, hit the notification bell so you never miss a drop. And to all the guys from Chicago, we say three things: bear down, go Cubs go, and sell the team, Jerry.